in Kiev. Let's bring in Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg. Good morning to you. Lieutenant General, do you think it could be President Biden? We saw Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, striding through the streets with Zelensky. Could President Biden be making a trip?
Ashley, thanks for having me. Well, it should be,
yes,
but it should have been weeks ago, or even when Vice President Harris was there. You know, we're really late to the game, and sending a low-level functionary, I don't care if it's a cabinet secretary or not, I don't care if it's Lloyd Austin or Tony Blinken, it's still we're late to the game. Look, Boris Johnson walked the streets of Kyiv. You had President Duda of Poland there. You had the 3 Baltic presidents there as well. We're a little bit late to the game coming there. It'd be better late than never, but if you're leading, that means you're in front. And if you're in front, that means you should be the first one to go. It would have been a dramatic statement if the president had gone earlier, if Vice President Harris had gone earlier. I guess it's better late than never, but it's still it's a little bit too late, I believe, to show leadership.
All right, next one for you. The U.S. is sending $800 million worth more in military aid to Ukraine. It does include M117 helicopters. Is that enough? Is that a good delivery, so to speak?
Yeah, you know, Ashley, the real key to that delivery is the howitzers, the 155 millimeter howitzers that they plan on sending, because the fight has changed dramatically. It's gone from a very light and agile to a very cumbersome fight that the Russians had going into Kyiv. Now it's going to be an attrition fight, sort of like conventional warfare. That's the reason they need the heavy howitzers to match up with the Russian howitzers that they're facing. So this is going to level the playing field considerably out there. And I think the Russians are getting to be at a real disadvantage now, because we can supply a lot more weaponry to the Ukrainians than the Russians can deliver on the battlefield. So those are the keys, plus the counter-battery radar, as they call it, is going to help an awful lot. So this has turned to more of a conventional fight. I wish President Biden would say, give them the MiGs as well. It doesn't sound like a lot, but 29 MiGs are a lot of MiGs. And then when you look at them providing more T-72s coming out of Poland or coming out of Slovakia, coming out, and more armored vehicles coming out of Britain, this is turning into a different type fight. And if you're a betting person, I'd kind of start putting that money on Ukraine right now.
Interesting. Do you think Russia is now just concentrating on the eastern part of Ukraine, the Donbass region, having kind of licked its wounds a little bit as it tried to stray further into Ukraine?
Yeah, they are, Ashley. But I tell you, that's a significant blow to the Moskva. If the ship the flagship of the Black Sea Fleet, that's like losing a battleship or an aircraft carrier. But what's more important with that, it shows that the Ukrainians can use the Neptune. This is a shore-to-ship missile system that can go out to 150 miles. This means this is preventing any type of naval invasion into Odessa, and it actually puts them at risk out there at sea. More importantly, what they did with the Moskva, that was like a mobile air defense system, an Iron Dome. Basically, it had over 60 S-300 missiles on it, which meant that they were able to control the skies. With that ship gone, now the Ukrainians can at least have parity in the skies. This is a significant blow to the Russians, and I don't know how they're going to play it, but it's also going to affect them on the land as well. And so every time you look around, the Russians are being countered by very smart, very agile, and very good Ukrainian military moves.
Right.
And again, this is not good for the Russians at all.
No, it is not. Fascinating stuff. Lieutenant General, thank you so much for joining us this morning with your expertise. We do appreciate it.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you.